Because in the first place, Baumia Akufo Addo, they took the shit. So we have taken a shit in the middle of Ghana. Give us power. Because right now, even though we have taken the shit, we don't have the power to clean the shit. Give us power. And that when Ghana give us power, we will come and clean the shit. Now you're Jiminti. We will give you power. What shows to say when you are given the power, you will clean the shit. Because the time you were telling us you clean the shit, you had the power to clean the shit. And the Bank of Ghana boss came to Parliament. And Obekan Sembebri. And sometimes you ask yourself, say, a year Bank of Ghana, a third world country like a year Ghana, how did we get here for us to spend close to $300 million on a building? How did we get here? Under Nanado Dankwa Akufo Addo any MPP, and under a year Addison or ye yarifwo wakwaye a year surgery onsen anwachia. Addison is a fucking criminal. So me can't Bonia Addison D before elections which wow. At a point, Addison etamusika physical cash and adu disum Addison mumusano. Addison ye candipo ye view Ghana a Addison. Now, under Addison ni Akufo Addo, Bawumia and MPP, they came to tell us, they say, almost see Bank of Ghana building for fraud. And that a third world country like Ghana, that country, you know, as we speak, you know, we have spent $300 million on a building, on just a building. Now, and yet $300 million, now we share the components. Baby, as you can share now, what moral right and NPP forward to even discuss Ghana's problem today? We are allowing a MPP as a political party today to sit in parliament or on TV to discuss Ghana's problems. Because a Caribbean can see a I'm telling you. Sir MPP for we compare North Korea and hang you with them. Akufo Addo be hanged. Sanke North Korea no wa. Say China no wa. But would have been hanged. Every single person in parliament or MPP, including Addison, who was the governor of Bank of Ghana, and kebe hangi I'm telling you. Now, dear Yawa something say, when the new Bank of Ghana governor, Mr. Johnson Asiama, came to parliament, you know, all that we were expecting parliamentarians left and right to do was to ask for accountability. That's all. Because a dynasty, you're spending $300 million. A brand new COVID-19 mua na Ghana de beton so kradum na ebi ni ho no. We were all saying, say, we need some accountability. How did we come back? How did we come by this? How did we raise money to build this house or this building? Something needs to be done because accountability is very important. In the end, this gentleman who we all know is credible and honorable enough to be the governor of Bank of Ghana, when he came to parliament, now you expect to say, every member of parliament will say, it is important we go deep into this, we open audits into this and get to the bottom because accountability, transparency, and the is sika. Because $300 million is not a joke. $300 million as a third world country. And I am not saying that we should not fortify the Bank of Ghana or the central bank. We can, we should, but not at the cost of $300 million. Because at the end of the day, Sauba Ghana cry. The reality is that Sauba America, there's more money in the bank, central bank being kept than money in circulation. Sauba Ghana, we deal in the tender, in the physical cash, than even money being saved in the bank. It is check here. In Ghana, we spend more money outside than the money we store in the Bank of Ghana. Uber America, we keep more money in the banks than the money we spend outside. In Uber America, a few people have access to their cash. The central bank has monies kept there and it is released in little bits. But over Ghana, the other way around, the central bank pumps money outside, gives to the people. Until at the end of the day, what you see in the say, there's more cash in the people's hands. But the partners say, the Bank of Ghana is supposed to have less money when you come to Ghana. But right now, as we are saying, we are seeing, say, a lot of money is being spent on nothing. Now, Shade. And the governor of Bank of Ghana, parliament, this is what happened. What happened was that the governor came to tell us, say, Sa building now, the MPP Addison is here, something interesting is here. And what was the interesting or is the interesting thing about it? Now, so checking the cost breakdown of new Bank of Ghana headquarters under MPP Bawumia Akufo Addo. And sa MPP yan kwasiafo afenyoma committee parliament here. This 88 pigs now. This is where and this is how they use the money. Initial cost and anko see this sa edanwe no na $81 million. Initially omo cost analysis materials bibia no proposals no na e was say edan no 81 million per and anko say this just 81 million Ghana. $81 million. Now for some reason they started making variations to the figure. And the variations in United say omo catcher say at a point, they needed to add more things, or in their mind, they needed to create more room to make more money. Into almost started the almost can figures, and the building, because so to be area. So what happened? And they say 81 million. Now the money jumped to 121 million, and this is during COVID-19 time. No more catcher say the economy has broken down. There is no money. We cannot eat. We cannot employ. Everything has collapsed. This is COVID-19 time. Sikana Nkosi di 181 million. SCSA Bank of Ghana building. It ended up first variation. And I say Sikano omuya evaluation. It went to 121 million. It has jumped. They did not give reasons because before any entity gives a green light to a project to be built by a contractor, they first will look at the cost involved. Because you cannot build a house. So build a 5-bedroom house. Unim so here windows. Unim so here air condition. Unim so here ceiling. Unim say into a dining up 5 bedrooms. Now unim say that what unim say so to bebo into bebo chance dying or the chance die beka ho. And then when say area public toilet in it also a toilet room. And then how you do what you evaluate how obey your calculation who say and need to back to this figure. Until the normal day will say what actually cost say 81 million a dear initial analysis and on we who so between the 81 million is see dino. Now what really caused for them to change and I said the price to change because I said I dino. 7% year variation Biana said Dan me won say me see we na $500,000. I don't expect to say me see Dan we no na the modifications be my Dan could do $1.2 million. No, the variation in the price should not affect or should not be more than the actual figure to build the house. Now what is happening is say Sikana was here this dino some modification variations any evaluation for and no more than a dynamic initial price does not make sense. Until can you see 4-bedroom house or the 10,000 Ghana and AC, air condition room, ceiling fan room, BBA room. We are also a dynamic percent can be yet a swimming pool ha na ebia anyone the light me and set to na ebia chair me painting the blue. You cannot tell me say a diner who see here to foundation a blog in na 81 million. Some modification of the car diner a new mom $20,000, $20 million. No, it does not work like that. You cannot tell me say BB sir I will say see. So you could see, say, clearly some people came together to lie to Ghana for more building engineers, modification, or trying to modify into chairman say, oh, Bank of Ghana, now I will say a fortified dino, send your beya, sikebe woman, and to me say, I understand you. But what actually basically was the first plan? Didn't you consider a first-class modification? The engineer, the drafters, the people who put it together, were they not experienced enough to say you are building a central bank building? Because if you want to do modification, that modification should not be more than the original project. And what we are seeing here and say, some modification now some modification because from what we are seeing, $81 million and cost ADC a Bank of Ghana dino. Now, it jumped to $121 million. a few and almost redesigning. Tio, a dynamo design here. Adiako a procurement, MAGB ama engineers, architects, contractors, edi evaluation, edi omo price aba yakano. Almost say, oh, omo ye evaluation be man could do 121 million. Afe almost at 121 million. No. Yeah, redesigning of a dino. Designing yempe. You know why? Because sikana nya omo dia e Ghana sikano muria. Inti yempe design and a jumping from 121 million to 222 million. Ye change design no. A dining munanga sa yes year and say free $81 million. Modifications na jumper could do 222 million. Oma jumpy Eddie Akwa could do 222 million because unim omri sikano omri eye bibia koma PPA Public Procurement Authority no na $81 million. And almost I call Public Procurement Authority say moon change scan BM as some modification me and I call 121 million. And almost I call PPA BM I get your PPA so I'm modify a paper no mon change scan and 222 million. PPA 41 Bank of Ghana Addres in Saba BM and I catch them so mon change 222 million right now no they want to do statutory security and sustainability. Almost say the BB for be account modification for be account. I friend statutory security and sustainability. Inti amasikana jump free $81 million to $261 million. You see, inti PPA a government institution approving every government procurement biano. PPA basically became a review agency. In the Bank of Ghana, net now, or the Emphasica we count, Movancoma PPA, or Muchangino, no first can be count. Or Mutimit now, Movancoma PPA, or Muchangino, a Diane Keddy $81 million basic, and the Akufo Addo, Bawomiani Addison. We ended up spending $261 million. Anytime I can just say, modification cannot be more than the amount you are spending on the original project. Never. Yen you to be sit down, yen you sit down. Usi down Drew baby na say architect modification. You don't expect the modification to be more than the original amount you are spending on the building. No, never on earth. How did the modification and re-evaluation change the price from $81 million all the way to $261 million? In engineering, it is not possible. Now, you check the breakdown. Baby, now, as we speak now, $261 million, no, they have paid $230 million. I'm a contractor, no, and they're quick. What kind of time COVID-19 see, you know? The same time I know yes, I know moji COVID-19 E-Levy, noon is no moji COVID-19 levy no moji. Do you know that? I'm about to say COVID-19 is see. So right now they want to pass the COVID-19 levy. Am I to chroma COVID levy? I'm about 2 years so. The same time, no the COVID levy no, no. I'm just say this Bank of Ghana. We cannot take care of ourselves. Where COVID-19 they see, time no, COVID-19, COVID levy na that was the money they were spending. Taxes na say bet me save you and free COVID mu ni pay wu ye nya PPEs ye nya no. These people had set this up. The same Akufo Addo government, Mahamudu Bawumia na muka kire say yentua COVID-19 levy. Yentua COVID-19 levy no. Now the price of Bank of Ghana building no was going up. Enti yentua COVID-19 levy na no de akoma no ma jiskane di no ma move price no kwastro. Enti ne ye nkwase adwuma ne ye monkey the job. Then Addison Baboon and the frog Akufo Addo and the Agama lizard and the group, that stupid group called MPP, no, they were stealing the money. Brian Champion do free mu. Brian Champion got a lot of money from that. Yes, Fremont Paris got a lot from this. Now, may I break down and I heard the echo. Total cost near 261 million. Ansana omube free power no, and Addison. Etia $230 million and omuche fast. Nipa almost on the contract in man no. Eye cheddar crom for ni nua bema and the contract in man MPP ni. Sa cheddar no na nam Ghana no matenenka e wi na no na nam Ghana no meka kire mo. any man be on to me the promises so on your honest, on your straightforward, or your crumb force, your bony team too. Cheddar is a liar, he's a criminal. My catch on show to the BR, and he cannot sit anywhere else and say, I'm lying. He's nobody you can trust on this planet. Only principles BR. Cheddar nua bema ni nua kweku osedian ono nom the contract we ma no e na omo twa chire nom koji sika ni nyina. All these people, we need to open serious auditing into this Bank of Ghana building. All these people have to go to jail. Omo ye wifo. Now Cheddar nua panyini na friend kweku no ono nom this sika we ma no, they use his agency na sika ni femu. Now, we have breakdown of Sikana Omuria na in the name of building a Bank of Ghana building na. Or say, Omude 230 million. Omuchiama kweku Cheddar nua penyi no on the MPP for no koche. Esia aka $31 million sa e was still omutia soso. Na o check breakdown here. This is what you see. Almost say furniture inkonya ye twere pono pi. Now we are trying to see in Konya a good dining no $11 million. Oh, table we enfancy Chimbraha. Oh, where they went na so secretary Akonyeni San Konyano $11 million and you're spending Bank of Ghana dining. Yakoton Konya wa broche $11 million. Yakobro ni chrome. Na Akufo Addo kwasi ampanyi ni ba omian kwasi afowe etumi asore free Ghana ha atutom akobroni krom akoton konwan kwa pole $11 million. Na sebio enkonwa no mutwa mponchiti woso sebio enkonwa no yeso ahemfo woso de nantinima ne asade omokosi Bank of Ghana 11 million enyel million 11.1 one in that so no etumi ku Yakubu 1 million e daso no 11.1 million that's no. Sa 1 million one no 11 one that's no etumi ku Yakubu 11 million e ko to tonkonya 11.1 ye ko to tonkonya enya nkonya bi nkonya ya mukọ bank sisi we dia na desk mi enhya so kokora na yi pen wom na ye calculator tumi sa nkonya ya sa table ya desk ya twetwetwe kro ya opia ku opia sa konwa na etena so no $11.1 million under MPP. Uko breakdown na almost every BB integrated electronic system almost ko fa CCTV for buy gate ni bi obia eno atunu mu kinkran na etum yese utumi duru ewo nsem na kania so high eye kantanka nyina almost omo BB frɛ no integrated electronic system. And you anima the cro ubie puna alarm bebo pa and so almost spending 15.8 million. Ayila MPP. So you Ghana in the now that with the MPP chow you preko we Jimmy. Almost almost ye bibi your friend no integrated electronic system and as saying ni nyina ne say almost gate no the alarm abo gate na no utuma na aka to ubia na we $15.8 million. $15.8 million. Uko Sudana and no enom de budget. Ye de akoto alarm abebo dan mu. Uko Sudan, South Sudan, $15.8 million and na ye budget. Kono go check it. South Sudan minister ne be read the budget na. 58.8 no. Omo tumi kuntokwa wo ho ani ekukum bia to atwere. Ye de akoto alarm fefe. 2023 Mese uko South Sudan 15.8 million ujimi ebekumu nyina to atwene say we president waba South Sudan ye bebusa wano asema ayin wato alarm 15.8 million now nanam ho omde baranzu be omde betwa wachi na omde pia wo to na yet Ghana ye jimi nti na sankwasiefo ya sawe gina parliament say ye ntiase you people have to Omo ye lucky MPP for ye lucky no mote Ghana 15.8 million akoto fefe alarm we be geta we wakatum I had the alarm wo how we be window we yes see I be FN integrated some Jimmy 15.8 million breakdown no almost spending 8.6 million ICT network almost on the internet by dining. See, I say they provided ICT network. Almost can say almost the internet about dining and almost spending almost $9 million. so na yɛde one internet ewurema obi atwitwi bi no almost say omunkwa internet yɛde ba Bank of Ghana building under Addres ne Akufo Addo no almost $9 million. Hey, na Elon Musk ni krampa ode ode ne internet buy no internet no ko bo wiem kura say no spend here. Sa Elon Musk internet ya abeya wo ye kre na so no kwase ampanyi Elon Musk ne internet yi sa internet we no ono kura ko hangi wiem amanfo use no sen yes Bank of Ghana build the internet abem na internet nim inti yakobo internet wom ye de my-fi ne wi-fi akosisim eno almost $9 million internet. And there are people in Ghana defending this. You go to parliament na kwasi ampenji se brand champon or square meters and a dino we were measuring it by a square meter. Brand champon kwasia he lifted physical cash from the Bank of Ghana. Physical cash. Brand champon he lifted physical cash. Brian Champon, uko ni kromo wa wiye sika koto helicopter. Ehise ngure mo odwin fama krom. Kwasia. To me, ye mfa to me ma NDC. To me mhwehwe no kwasia. Obeka kire Ghana for so uko US Army. Na wo reserve na wo abuo toruwa. Na wo ubu petrol. Brian Champon kwasia mpenyi yate Ghana ye jimi ntra. We wiye sika uko ko ho na wakoto helicopter akotete. Minim company auto helicopter di free dadabi or they are going to take ho galamsey gold na no so ko good company ne hotel ho kwasi agyezi anim. This is sad. Now I'm mention another breakdown. You see other details on the last time make MPP4 make a report on me do about Ghana on na make just say omo me Addres no Addres ho na dangerous no miscellaneous and dangerous no Omodi can catch us say furniture and fittings and here 11.1 million at least Oma Madin and Omasama a integrated electronic system at least Oma catch us 15.8 million and Oma catch us ICT network and also almost 9 million. Diana ya tro Addres Oma tro taxes and levies paid. You see sika 261 million no Bank of Ghana AC Dino Bank of Ghana charge tax nkwa 48.3 million. Now I just want to ask. So when they say they charge taxes, the taxes no indirect or direct tax. Is it contractor na okoto nyama no nyama na tax that so indirectly yete na say contract na the contractor no also contractor no taxes directly to Bank of Ghana. Because if the contractor has to pay that 48.3 million directly to Bank of Ghana out of the 230 million, how does that work? Bank of Ghana should prove to us, say, they actually took 48.3 million that can be traced. Because Okecham say, contractor no, materials, and he was taxed. I understand. Because the contractor, when he goes out to buy iron rod and stuff, he's going to be taxed on everything that he buys. Now, is the contractor buying the stuff from outside, and was he taxed? And also, Bank of Ghana taxing the contractor for giving that contractor that contract, you know? Is the contractor not double taxed? I don't know. I'm not an economist. I'm basically asking street questions. That is why the NDC is saying, we need thorough auditing of this 261 million. Yet 230 million. Amani Pabako. That 230 million, it went back to Addison, it went back to Bawumia, it went back to Akufo Addo, Gabi, Bedietuo, Bamti. This was money that these people did what? Shared at our expense. You know the funny thing? Today, these stupid fools are sitting in parliament and telling us to say we should not allow for accountability and transparency about the Bank of Ghana building. How can anybody sit in the comfort of their home and tell us to say, now, and tell us to say they don't want accountability? When you go to Burkina Faso, they are building one of the biggest tomato factories with $5 million. Burkina Faso, the government. Yatikroma, yagoton konya 11.1 million. Yabetnaso atitegum. Yet Ghana, Emma Kwasiabi say, you see Bank of Ghana office. While call 11 million, 11.1 million, a kotonkonya. Uko Burkina Faso, almost see one of the biggest tomato processing companies, factories. They are spending only $5 million. Tomato processing factory in Burkina Faso. The government being led by a military man. They are building the biggest tomato factory in the sub-Saharan region. Are almost spending only $5 million. Yet Ghana made the $11 million akotonkonya. Na yenyamwa. And that the same people who spent this money, no, Kwasiafo we catch say we don't have the right to ask questions. Into Omuria, they will do this and turn around and tell you, say, oh, MPP ni NDC pe in Kabua, Kwasiafo. How can NDC and MPP be the same when you are spending $11 million on furniture? Abra, as we sit here, a whole country is spending just $5 million to build a tomato factory. Are you people not human beings enough to understand, say, the country we are living in, Sanko for 8 years, they derailed the progress of this nation. We retrogressed for like 20 years. We have retrogressed. These are stupid people. And Obia Odawoti Ghana or a young man, catch me say, I or support to MPP. Wait, Jimmy. Oh, the internet you are spending you are spending $9 million. Starlink keke. Now Elon Musk nanka san Starlink now they cost sign wiemu no. The fastest internet on earth no. All to Starlink ne dia ko wiemu ko hangi was spending saying. Go and do your checks. Starlink nanka san na ye de ko hangi wiemu. Man kwasi afo te semo etuminya internet e use no. Mumbusa Elon Musk nanka say Starlink na odiko santi odiko nanti wiemu na esensen ho no eye sen. Now what na say internet provision keke. It is almost $9 million. Now internet now more using a Bank of Ghana no. Shefu de jinaso. Shefu aba andi bi no jinaso na mo de internet to Bank of Ghana. Because adia minim say fast shefu na ba na o jinaso no. See na ko. Adia internet nkwa na mo using a Bank of Ghana and the MPP Addres ne Akufo Addo no mo spend almost $10 million. Aden shefu na tete shefu no pipe so na o use internet. Now we have a lot to talk about today. Now, there's something we need to also talk about. You see this? Papa, we have a friend, Mr. Adai. Mr. Adai does not have any qualification to call himself a professor, Papa, or a tribal bigot. These were the people who told us to say the MPP should come to power. Akufo Addo is the most intelligent dwarf creature has ever produced. These are the fools who told us that Bawumia is the greatest ignorant economist this planet has produced. Sankofo na dada Ghana for say yentuma Akufo Addo Bawumia na Ghana be heaven kwasi ampenyi we. Time na Mahama Teso na ni school no one of the best schools in Ghana. Akufo Addo Bawumia betena so ni school negu. The taxes that these people were taking, say by force, the E-Levy ebesha ye kon Akufo Addo Bawumia MPP nkwasiafo we ni atiha ena sticker ni tise bama ni tise abewodro sticker kwasiampenyi we beka say whether we like it or not, the MPP will pass E-Levy. These foolish men, this foolish man supported Akufo Addo to impose E-Levy on Ghanaians, telling us to say E-Levy was going to create 11 million jobs. And that anybody who said the E-Levy was an avenue to steal from Ghanaians, and the realization of that money is not realistic, these foolish old men are anoma Jerry. Nano times abranoma. Radio say we should allow Akufo Addo and Bawumia to impose E-Levy, electronic levy on Ghanaians. We as Ghanaians, we all rejected and opposed this E-Levy because we realized that the government had taken so much taxes to the point whereby we did not see anything they were doing with the taxes. Nobody is against tax paying, but we want to know what to do with our taxes. That is why when it comes to the United States and other developed nations, people are not worried paying taxes because they see how taxes are being used to improve their lives, their roads, their network. They see the light. They see the infrastructure development. They see the schools, provision of good water. They see that the taxes they pay basically change their lives. But we are paying taxes to Akufo Addo and Bawumia MPP in Kwasiafowe for almost 7 years, and we did not see. They were not constructing roads. They were not building hospitals. They were not doing anything. Kids were studying under trees. Our energy problems were getting higher. People were not employed. Nothing was happening. So when these fools came up with E-Levy, we told them that this is not the right way to go because the Ghanaian has already been burdened. Sa Kwasiafowe mo omutena TV so omukache se omuye road show. They went around the nation and lied to Ghana for yama amenom say E-Levy nidze or the ejuma nkotin 11 million obeba Ghana. Sa Kwasia na oye Western Regional Minister. Kobi Ochredako or tedem kura no hye space. Ay3ka kuro, why say Addres? Kobi Ochredako sanko kopie Belgium anko da kejim. Kobi Ochredako sa former Western Regional Minister no sa drug addict no anko kopie Belgium and coming not to kejim. And can cry and hello. Kwasi apenyi we ko gina takra de ne Western region fo enim say eye ehiafo ntua E-Levy ni bi. Kwasi a ehiafo ntua bi eskafo nkwa na betua E-Levy. Na E-Levy is going to bring 11 million jobs. In fact, I think we have it on the system here. Let me put it up and see some video now. These people, they walked around the nation and lied to Yama Amenom Yapapanom and told Ghana for say E-Levy is going to bring everything, 11 million jobs. Now, let me show you a little bit of it.
Issue what up in the day. And the E-Levy Ghana for one better one. Ghana for one better one. Ghana for better one. Mammy minimum the day. Demi E-Levy, a here for one chevy. A yeni biara niwa obechebi. And this is the analysis I make. Ghana. So what can do be poso you be in the whole year sika bet ni sema or 70 Ghana cedis. E-Levy so e betri say 300 Ghana cedis a transfer na the misika no in E-Levy ni bodo. Inti ya find dey teacher nya e 2,400 and obi e wa army e 1,800 and our policeman e 1,600. Let me pay now ban Ochiamono say every day be in 100 Ghana cedis na transfer. Let me levy entry. Because 100 Ghana for 30 days or 3,000. Until them levy o here for entry day. Obi the tumbeka chem de onya de papa. The yenya yenim. To whom much is given, much is expected. And for that reason, I na nyame why na dum yenya be more than 3,000 a day. Let me there Ghana man ya more. So I'm putting one kasi with money 3,000 per Ghana ya more. We are the middle income. We are the people in the middle income. No money be so no. I want na why ye in wo bomb man or we cannot shirk our responsibility as middle income people and turn around and blame the same government. I mean the day see nya ye so mutwa no I don't know why we jina. Adi so ada ode beye no onye high life bi na yede kwa kobo oye yem brente ne nketesia wo no dwuma ye pede obakrom ono nti na ye support oye ye rules ye pede obakrom ono nti na ye support oye ye network ye pede ebi ko be biara o Ghana ono nti na ye support na megidi there Western region I Kobna Ochredako Komensa I am for E-Levy. Thank you very much.
Some guys say we call Belgium anko exhibition anke or da kejim onso Ay3ka kuro kwasia Professor Addo mo hwe sa nyemo we nyina no mo support here. Oh, it is good. It is good. Professor Addo went to Mintina Ghana and country ejuma E-Levy ni create here. Na no nsuo se Egypt for ponko. Sa kwasia mpanyi we nam Ghana na mo so no so. When they were saying all these things to Ghanaians to say E-Levy be create 11 million jobs. Kwasi Ampenyi were not to Ghana. Okasa oh yes. You know the E-Levy is going to responsible. Okasa Addres upon quite eti ani hwaso. Yes. No, you don't understand Akufo Addo. The E-Levy kwasia. Where are the 11 million jobs? We start in this country. Steka Nitisa Bama MPP for we won't
will pass it. Whatever they want to do, we will pass it at the right time. They can't do anything. We are in government. If they claim it will make us unpopular, why wouldn't they stop? Okay. Well, they know this is going to transform and change the lives of Kenyans. They know this is going to reverse the consequences of the COVID. They know this is going to put our fiscal space in the right perspective. And they are afraid that Ghanaians will continue to build their goodwill and confidence in this government. So please, we need a E-Levy. And those who are saying that we should reduce it to 1% and go. Boss, if you want something to be reduced to a certain figure, you can't just make that arbitrary statement. You cannot project out of nothing. You should project out of properly done time series analysis with your data points, very convincing. Then we can understand that this is what we have to do.
Wait, sticker. Mozambique no one go run chance mo choba. Kwasi ampe you anything. I say gigeta. Mozambique no wa anko run chance mo choba anything. Kwasi akeka whether we like it or not, we will pass E-Levy. Why are there 11 million jobs? How much were they able to raise with E-Levy? They just needed an opportunity to steal from you. Papa when American asem, this man called Mr. Addo, omotiti Ghana, oko Zimbabwe, and oko conference be. And I'm going hey, you there, every conference we see you there because Zimbabwe for no, now lectures be or omotati to kwain, omoko Egypt omuhuno, omoko Cote d'Ivoire omuhuno, and number one was Zimbabwe conference as I'm saying, hey, professor of conference. Oba na gala say, oh, yasha the professor of Zimbabwe. Akwa wenye professor. Okasa, as ye tian baby. No. You know, the Akufo Addo government, cyber bigots. And John Mahama ne NDC for so omo ba be twa E-Levy ma o se me yentwam. Abofunu, ma me yentwam nyafa kwase amehye ho. Can you raise the $11 million? Can you tell me where the 11 million jobs are? Can you tell me where the 11 million jobs that you said it was going to create, where are the 11 million jobs? Because the main reason why you people wanted to pass E-Levy was that you were going to create 11 million jobs. Where are the 11 million jobs? How much did E-Levy bring in? Sound kwasiafu went to Ghana. Sound kwasiafu in outside Ghana. You see, sometimes I'm saying Kevin what me nya kwarao. Debia me catch them, and anytime I catch them say, undi over 42 years, me no one kontokwa. When you hear somebody speak about me, now my name say undu 41, 42 years. Why should I fight somebody who is less than 40 years? I don't do that because me nyakwara. You need to be over 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. You need to be over 40 years before you can get my attention to talk to me. Into men of my age, you know, I can dress this man. When he's fooling, he's fooling. These are the people who said, we know, Akufo Addo and Bawumia, they can do something. You know what they can do. Let me tell you, if you allow Akufo Addo, na no unsion kwasi akeka. You see, where do you want you know, a guinea manyansa. When we better TV, so let me tell you something. You see, Akufo Addo and his people, we get just kwasi asamsa. Adeya, oya chimuni so oya dancini, inti enjane no one Jimmy. And you betray E-Levy was on Tiasie. Near to Kroma, E-Levy, Asama, a year of Furiata Kachre Yeni.
Move Ghana beyond aid. As I've indicated already, we intend to use the money to create jobs and grow our private sector.
Overata no Samai, or the Crocasa Yanti, Yampe, the Pafumba Akosang Bonnet the Enchiremo.
Now, with the increased trebling of prices on the global market, we have to look at the fertilizer situation again. There are two markets in Ghana. The subsidized fertilizer market, which is the planting for food and jobs, which is really meant for smallholder farmers of 3, 4, 2 hectares at most. And then you have the commercial, the open market, for anybody who can go and buy. These two markets have existed side by side. But because the subsidized fertilizer market was so big, there was very little for the open market. Now, with the price increases on the world market, we are also facing problems with revenue collection in Ghana and everywhere else because international trade has also shrunk. And we get most of our revenues, government revenues, from international trade, import and export. That is why it's become necessary for this government to look for alternative sources of revenue to close the gap, and hence the electronic levy. The opposition is making the electronic levy a big issue. What they don't realize is that it's affecting other areas. So if we are to remove the levy, where are we going to find the money to give subsidies to the farmers? There will be nothing. And now,
oh shit. Me say. Sagwa, sorry, the mic was off. Sagwa, I'm with the voice. Oshe golf shirt and Oshe long sleeves was we Jimmy. Osi E-Levy. E-Levy. Sagwa si pay you when a quarter sabo dear begun grind say planting for food and jobs. Okofo a car bako. Every banchiase and also sabo dear gumun or the bank grind say the whole Ghana planting for food and jobs. Near to Ghana Kruma man kofo defending Muawi. Or see E-Levy in Muawi. How did we get here? These are the foolish people we have been allowing in this country to take advantage of us. Papa Way did not see anything wrong with those nonsense. Sir Mickey Mouse, Osakoto, Akwa we kono pe president edi. Because on MPP for trimuno, so when you na oton twentwom ya, untumi the president. So when you nya kromfo a, untumi the president. So their problem is when they see young people in the NDC being given opportunity by John Mahama, piglets, no, and no, they want to go after Samijemfi, they want to go after the young because party no mutimno, yama and opportunity. They don't give young people because majority of young people are MPP. Majority of them almost go school, almost to me medical, almost to school back, medical student. 7 years. So much share house boundary. So much share dondology. So much share say senior ya also blow job. Then you know nim enkwasiade. Until always they are worried. Why is the NDC? Why are they giving young people opportunity? The reason why I'm catching them say Professor Addo or your be bonsam. Mama sure the couldn't make us be bonsam. And we are not supposed to allow these people. We are not supposed to allow these people any room in our politics. Now, I'm sure I did. This same man, now let me put some things on the screen for you to see. I'll say it is wrong to remove E-Levy. This man said this. On one account, I'll say E-Levy better than going to IMF for peanuts. We ended up going to IMF. Owie and Osaka Assembly. The same person, E-Levy, we don't need to go to IMF. They will give us peanuts. It's the same thing. Now, let's stick to just this one. Nipa Bako. On one of the MPP for about power. Okachire say, E-Levy better than going to IMF for peanuts. IMF. What did they do with the IMF money? And John Mahama Babakacha will say E-Levy na in Kofo Beto yes no E-Levy na mwaye we need to scrap it because Eddie Anwocha Beto Ghana for no Kwasi always say it is wrong to remove E-Levy. The people still went to IMF. How much did we get? So these people are foolish. Ni anti kroma ba omiaka say John Mahama ka say obey E-Levy free ni anti na ba omiaka ka say obey E-Levy free. Why didn't this man say Baumia is crazy? The MPP told us it's almost about E-Levy. Abra, they introduced E-Levy. No, they are telling us they took the shit. When they come to power, they will eat their own shit. How do we give power to such people? Because in the first place, Akufo Addo, they took the shit. So we have taken a shit in the middle of Ghana. Give us power. Because right now, even though we have taken the shit, we don't have the power to clean the shit. Give us power. And that when Ghana give us power, we will come and clean the shit. Now we will give you power. What shows to say when you are given the power, you will clean the shit. Because the time you were telling us you clean the shit, you had the power to clean the shit. Tell me now, catch say E-Levy free. Over E-Levy no. Now when the E-Levy, you had the power to scrap E-Levy. It don't say MPP ni ba omi Jimmy. These are people you cannot trust. Whatever they say, don't take it serious. Because people like Professor Addo, they are the problem. A disease of this nation. A corona ascending in people like Professor Addo. And me, I have never seen this guy as a professor. Because on your professor to me. Yeah, Jimmy, first, near my uncle for better TV. And let me tell you, Akufo Addo no to Tosio, over free studio now, Tosio. Akufo Addo, and if you are stupid, Messiah, give me his video. Me born the video, Serwaa, or to Tosio, Massa, forget this guy, Mumen Queen.